What's going on, guys? Victor here from Dexter Outdoors. I got a beautiful red snapper caught in the Gulf of Mexico recently. Very good eating fish, highly prized sought after fish, and we're going to show you guys how to fillet it today. Now, snapper are delicious cooked whole, delicious with the skin on, but today's video is strictly on how to remove the fillets the traditional way. I'm going to be using a 6-inch narrow curved boning knife. Pretty stiff knife. I like it for snapper grouper because it allows me to break through the pin bones, but all of the Dexter knives we use will be linked below, and you guys can find them at dexteroutdoors.com. So first thing I like to do, snapper, armor plated fish, got really big scales. What you want to do is go right over here by the head, feel with your fingers to where the soft part ends. This is hard, this is bone, this is soft. We go right here, and you see how my knife is angled into the scales, not like this, but into the scales. That's what you want. You're going to have a much easier time going through them, okay? All the way down, and kind of around there, break through that bone. Now, we line our fish along the edge of the fillet table, and now we're just outlining our fish. So what I do is take the tip of my knife and just work my way down, making sure I'm on this side of the spine, not the other side. Just a very superficial cut all the way to the tail. Now, lately what I've been doing, and especially for these fillet demos, since snapper and grouper kind of have big heads, what I like to show people is make the outline on one side of the fish, make it on the other side, because that way when you take the fillet off, your fillet isn't going to be lopsided. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. Knife into the scales, around the pec fin right here, down to the belly. Okay? We're going to take our knife, and we're going to work along the spine once again, and we're just outlining. So I'm just going in 1/2 inch of the fillet just to get it started, and it will make your life so much easier. So now that we got it started, what I can do is rest my knife on the spine right here. When I say spine, I'm talking about the skeletal structure, not the backbone. The backbone runs along the middle. The spine is the whole skeletal structure. So now just left hand pulling up, knife coming down and just separating, okay? And when we do this, we're just going to the backbone, which you guys will hear in a second. The backbone is right here in the middle. Okay, we get to the backbone, you can hear my knife. That's that sound. Now when you get to the backbone, snapper, grouper have very big rib cages and pin bones. So you're gonna wanna kinda angle your knife up a little bit and go over that backbone or over that rib cage. So kind of just go over it, let your knife guide you. Once we get over that rib cage, firm hold with my left hand, other side of the backbone going down, and finish out your fillet. Just like that, okay? There's one side. Listen to that. That is the rib cage. If you're stopped right there, don't try to go through it. Make sure you go over it. Now we flip our fillet on this side. Now, we already made that initial cut, so our fillet is going to end up better because now that one side is gone, you know, you're not dealing with a flat fish anymore. It's kind of lopsided. So now what I like to do is, going from the tail to the head, rest my knife on the spine once again, and just work my way up. Just separating fillet from bone. And if you guys see me doing something one way, filleting fish is all about your leverages and whatever way you're comfortable with. You know, some people like to go like that, some people like to go like that, but the same principles kind of hold true. You know, go over the rib cage, break through the pin bones and such. So always get to the backbone. Now that we're at the backbone, now we lift up this little bit of head meat and we got to break through the pin bones once again. So right here, you can hear it. Go over that rib cage right there. Once you're over the rib cage, you can continue your fillet on this side. Angle your knife a little bit down. And that's all there is to it. And one thing I wanted to know, what you'll see a lot of people do with big snapper grouper You see how this is kind of cut like that? A lot of people will take their knife and they'll start out like this and they won't even get to that section because there's not that much meat on top of the rib cage. But just for demonstration purposes, I wanted to show you guys the appropriate way and just to go over the rib cage. Now we pop the eyes. That way they don't float if you live on a canal or discarding fish. It's just a respectable thing to do as a fisherman. To skin fish, I like to line my fillet up at the edge of the fillet table, tail towards me, head half away from me. A longer, narrower knife like this 9-inch Dexter, I'll have it linked below as well. Start from the tail, angle your knife slightly, not completely flush, and just push it away from you. Kind of pulling that skin back towards you. Okay, that's all there is to it. There's your skin. We flip our fillet over. Let me show you guys something. This is the bloodline. When people say bloodline, this is what we refer to. It's the line that runs right along the center of the fish, along the fish's backbone. Pin bones that we broke through earlier run along the bloodline about halfway down the length of the fish. So just take your knife on both sides of it. One side, the other side. Lift this up. And then that's your crab trap bait, or feed it to your canal catfish. And that's all there is to it. Boneless, skinless piece of red snapper. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're interested in any of the knives I used today, comment below. If you guys have any questions, I'll have the knives linked. DexterOutdoors.com. They're all made in the USA, been around for 200 years, and that's all I got to say. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.